Do you want to make the best cream cheese and Cool Whip frosting that is super easy and perfect for your delicious red velvet cupcakes? Then this recipe is for you. So what are you waiting for? Make this anytime and serve for any occasion like birthdays, baby showers, winter picnics, valentines, or holidays. What you will need. Ingredients for the cream cheese and Cool Whip frosting. 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. 16 ounces of Cool Whip frosting, or whipped topping. A half cup of powdered sugar. A half teaspoon of vanilla extract. 3.5 ounces, or 1 pack of instant vanilla pudding mix. For the red velvet cupcakes. 1.5 cups of sugar. A half cup butter kept at room temperature. 2 pieces of large eggs kept at room temperature. 1 teaspoon of distilled white vinegar. 2 1/3 cups of cake flour. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 2 tablespoons of Dutch processed cocoa powder. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. A half teaspoon of salt. 1 cup of buttermilk. 1.5 tablespoons red food coloring. Step-by-step instructions for the red velvet cupcakes. Step 1. Before anything else, preheat your oven. And then make sure to set it to 350 Fahrenheit degrees. Afterward, line your cupcake pans or muffin pans with cupcake liners. Then, set it aside. Step 2. To make your cupcake batter, start with creaming the butter using an electric mixer for 2 to 3 minutes. Do this till the butter becomes lighter in color. Step 3. After that, gradually add the sugar to the butter. Make sure to beat at a medium speed. Ensure to do it until the mixture becomes light and fluffy. Step 4. Afterward, place the eggs one at a time. With that, make sure to beat after each addition of the egg to incorporate fully. Then scrape down the bowl's sides using a rubber spatula to mix evenly. Step 5. Using a large mixing bowl, sift the cake flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, baking powder, and salt together. Likewise, prepare another mixing bowl. And whisk together the wet ingredients like buttermilk, vinegar, vanilla extract, and red food coloring. Step 6. Then, make sure to add 1/3 of the dry ingredients to a big mixing bowl. Mix it with half of the wet mixture and combine. Next, gradually add the other 1/3 of the dry mixture and combine. Step 7. Then, add the other half of the wet mixture to the bowl and mix. Make sure not to overmix. Just mix until the mixture barely combines. After that, add the remaining 1/3 of the dry mixture and combine all the ingredients. Step 8. Next, divide the cupcake batter into each cupcake liner. Ensure to scoop it and fill each cupcake liner about 3/4 way full. Step 9. Then, bake the cupcakes for about 18 to 25 minutes. Or until the cupcakes cook thoroughly. With that, you can check by using the toothpick method or by pressing. Step 10. Once the cupcakes cook entirely, allow the cupcakes in the cupcake pan to cool over the counter for 2 minutes. Next, transfer each cupcake to a cooling wire rack. And let them cool completely. Finally, set aside for the frosting. Step-by-step instructions for cream cheese frosting with Cool Whip. Step 1. Prepare a large mixing bowl. Then, make sure to put the softened cream cheese together with the Cool Whip. And mix using an electric mixer. Step 2. After that, combine the ingredients. Afterward, add the sugar, vanilla, and pudding mix. Because of this, make sure to mix all the ingredients until well combined. Step 3. Scrape the sides of the bowl. And place the cream cheese and Cool Whip frosting inside a piping bag. With this, you can use an open star or closed star piping tip. Then, set aside. Step-by-step instructions for the cupcake assembly. Step 1. Take your cupcakes and make sure that it cools completely. Then, pipe each red velvet cupcake with your cream cheese and Cool Whip frosting. With that, ensure to use an open star tip or closed star tip. Step 2. When done with frosting the cupcakes, you can add sprinkles on top if desired. Serve and enjoy. You can also store it on the refrigerator or chiller for later. Tips and tricks for cool whipped frosting and red velvet cupcakes. You can store frosted cupcakes at room temperature. However, if the place is warmer than 21 degrees Celsius, you have to store them inside the refrigerator. Doing this avoids the frosting from melting. Moreover, you can store unfrosted red velvet cupcakes in a sealed container at room temperature. You can also store the cupcakes inside the freezer. To store inside the freezer, wrap the cupcakes individually and place them in a container. Also, you can keep the cream cheese and cool whip frosting in the fridge, and it can last a week. If you freeze the frosting, it can last up to 2 months. Suppose you are planning to use the frosting from the freezer. Make sure to allow the frosting to reach room temperature before using it to frost your cupcakes. Moreover, you can substitute the Dutch processed cocoa with a natural cocoa powder for the red velvet cupcake recipe. For this recipe, you can substitute the cake flour with all-purpose flour. However, the cupcakes will not be as soft and light. In addition to that, if buttermilk is unavailable, you can always make your own. Because of that, add a tablespoon of distilled white vinegar to a cup of milk, and ensure to let it sit for 10 minutes. Furthermore, you can use red gel food coloring, but use less than 1½ tablespoons in the recipe. Then, add the gel food coloring to the buttermilk mixture. Do this until you can achieve the red color you desire. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.